What is the most important thing when it comes to getting a home loan? Do you know the answer to that? I'll tell you if you don't. It's income. It's employment history. Those are the two things that I'm going to look at the most to see if you can qualify for getting a home loan. Because there's a lot of federal guidelines around what we can accept when it comes to employment. Let's get into it. If you do have a full-time job, the ideal situation is continuous 2-year employment in that industry. Now, if you do have to change industries, they will look at other information, maybe previous training, past experience in that industry, and take that into consideration as well. If you have part-time employment that you want to consider, you have to have a full 2-year history of continuous part-time employment. It cannot be sporadic. And if you have multiple part-time jobs, in order to use both of them have to have a 2-year history. If you are self-employed, we need 2-year history of self-employment. And then we will use documents, depending on if you take tax deductions or whatever, we'll use those documents to determine what your income is. Now, if you take tax deductions, we do have bank statement options at Cross Country Mortgage where we'll do the actual deposits made into your bank statement and do those calculations for your income versus your tax return. Now, if you're changing jobs, if there's no change in industry, it's just a different job, better pay, etc., there's usually not a situation or issue with that. If you're going into a new industry, some lenders do require you to be in that industry 6 months before they will approve a home loan with that income. Now, if you have gaps in employment that are less than 6 months, some lenders may excuse that with a letter of explanation, but if there are longer gaps, they may have to get a longer employment history from you in order to approve the home loan. If you are using full-time and part-time income to get yourself approved for this home loan, then the part-time income definitely has to have 2 years, as we've talked about. If you are working in an industry that has bonus, commission, tips, things like that, you do have to have a certain amount of history on each of those as well. That's why it's always good to get with a lender. If you're working in an industry where you get tips, you'll have to put those on your tax return and actually claim them if you want to be able to use that for your income. So there's a lot of different tidbits and pieces of information that you may not know that a lender can help you out with. That's why I always say, talk to your lender. We're here to help you, free consultations. We're just here to guide you, and we enjoy giving mortgage advice and advice on how to prepare yourself, and that's part of what we do and what makes it fun.